Knicks fans, welcome to another episode of Delusional Knicks Fan Network, where we bring you that Knicks content that you need. Ladies and gents, All-Star Weekend is done. We are officially back. First road game, my Knicks come back and defeat the Wizards on a comeback victory. Ladies and gents, the Wizards were giving us trouble, but a career high. Julius Randle put up 46 points to lead the Knicks and getting buckets. This was Randle's continuation. This man came out firing from three. The All-Star Weekend, he was loving it. He enjoyed himself, got buckets, was in the three-point content. He was a late addition due to an injury to Anthony Simmons. So Julius said, I've been knocking down threes in games. It didn't transpire in a three-point contest, but as long as he gets the pump faking at the three-point line, he is going to make it, as Julius Randle was 7 for 14 tonight. From that, let's just jump right into it, ladies and gents. 115 to 109, my Knicks come back on a solid victory against the Washington Wizards, who is no slouch. Bradley Beal, Kyle Kuzma, Kristaps Porzingis, that is a mid-three, just like the Knicks. They were starting to get it rolling beforehand, winning, I believe, 4 of their last 5 games, entering into the All-Star break, and they were rolling. And once healthy, this is a solid team. Bradley Beal was laboring with an injury, but still played to try to give his team a boost. But not tonight. But they did give us a challenge. Like I stated, Kristaps Porzingis, ladies and gents, came out firing. This man literally had, I believe, 19 or 18 first quarter points, knocking down 5 for 6 from three-pointer. This man could not miss. He was killing us on the pick and roll and pick and pop. Whether he was getting foul going to the line or knocking down threes, ladies and gents, had me thinking, what would it feel to have Porzingis back? But I'm good, because Julius Randle said, enough with that. Let me give you 46 on your noggin. And he came through. Julius Randle, 16 for 29, 55.2%. 7 for 14 at 50% from three. Was knocking it down. 7 to 7 from the free throw, 100%. But 2 rebounds, Julius? I'm a betting man, and I usually bet on Julius grabbing at least 10 rebounds. My man came out 2, but he said, no problem. I'm going to give you 2 assists, 2 steals, but that 46 points, which ties his career high, was like, that's what I'm going to give you guys. But then let's start with RJ Barrett. RJ went 5 for 10, 50%, but that's not the story for RJ. RJ was stinking up the place early in the game. He started out missing out, his three-pointer, missing layups. It wasn't looking good for RJ Barrett, which is why it says he only played 27 minutes. But he got it going second quarter, knocking down his free throws, knocking out his perimeter jump shots, was still able to give you 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and 14 points. So I would take that production from RJ Barrett. I'm totally fine when Julius is having this monstrous game. But the blockness monster, Mitch, is back. Missed the game from a thumb injury. Back, only played 27 minutes. That's fine, but he were 5 for 6 for 83%. Mitch is always in the high 80s around the paint. 4 offensive rebounds, which is right around Mitch's average. But the 8 defensive rebounds was crucial for us. That means that is less possessions from the team, as he grabbed 12 rebounds. Had a steal, had a block, which was a goaltend. But nevertheless, the refs didn't see it because he was behind the basket. Got that. 4 fouls. Mitch, we're getting into rotations. You could tell he had some crazy fouls. But nevertheless, 10 points, 12 rebounds. Had the team high 13 in the plus minus category. Had 13 plus. Now, JB, this never really happens for Mr. Brunson. This don't happen. We got to switch it up. Brunson had 6 for 20, ladies and gents, 30%. This is unheard of for JB. This is the man that was averaging over 50% from 3-pointers, 50% from the field. That's was Jalen Brunson averaging over was it 28 or 29 going into the All-Star, before the All-Star break. But he came out flat. Brunson was 6 for 20, 30%. He had no 3-pointers, was perfect at the line, but he did give you 4 rebounds. The 9 assists was crucial because he was getting into the paint and distributing the ball. 1 steal, only had 1 turnover, which is solid, but he had 13 points. So he gave you 13 and 9 for Brunson. Now, you know Brunson is not happy with that. I guarantee you next game, Brunson will come out and drop 30. And it just so happens that the next game is tomorrow against the Pelicans. So he could redeem himself to put up numbers because you know Brunson will. Let's bring it over to Grimes. Now, with Quentin Grimes, 20 minutes and 46 seconds. I was totally happy with Grimes' production. I'm going to tell you why. He only went 2 for 4, 50%, 1 for 2 for 3. That's still 50, yes. His defense on Bradley Beal, that was his focus for the night. Bradley Beal had a tough task. You had Quentin Grimes starting, then you had Josh Hart coming off the bench. That's a solid, dynamic 48 minutes, if you ask me, ladies and gents. 48 minutes of just hard-nosed defense from 2 solid guys that can give you buckets as well as knock down threes. So I was fine with his production and giving me that 2 assists, 2 rebounds. I was fine with that. Then we're going to go over to Emmanuel Quickley, ladies and gents. I need to make this big for Emmanuel Quickley because he is making a case for 6th man of the year. Might not win it, but at least he's in that category and the runner-up. Emmanuel Quickley, 6 for 11, 54%. 3 for 6, 50%. So you going 50-50. 1 for 2 Quickly? That's not you at the free throw line. I should have been 50-50-40. But we let it rock. Got the 50 at the field. 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He was being aggressive with 16 points. We take that. We're going to skip over to Josh Hart because I want to come back to that. But Hartenstein, ladies and gents, Hartenstein was playing great. Why? Because Mitchell Robinson was out with the injury. So we was questionable. What would his minutes look like when Mitch returned? Would his production be good? Because Hartenstein was 2nd in the league during that stretch in offensive rebounding. So he was still putting in that work as if, Mitch, if he was Mitch. Tonight solidifies our center rotation. Only played 19 minutes. Gave you 100% from the field, 2 for 2. No 3-pointers. That's cool with me. 3 offensive rebounds, still grabbing their offensive rebounds. 7 defensive rebounds for 10. That 10 rebounds was crucial. Why? Because Julius Randle only grabbed 2, ladies and gents. So that was very crucial. 2 steals, ladies and gents, even though he was still fouling. Him and Mitch, that's always going to be fouling at that center spot. But that's fine. Gave you 4 points. That's it. Now, Opie, can't really talk about Opie. Opie only really gave us a nice little transition bucket, which was his only bucket, and some rebounding and a steal. So, that's the situation with Opie, ladies and gents. But let's go to Josh Hart. Now, numbers don't do it justice. He was 2 for 6. Right, 33%. Now, before this, coming into that, this man was shooting over 70% for 3. I believe he was shooting over 50% from the field. I think it was way over 50%. I think I literally want to say about 60% from the field. I believe so. But I know he was shooting over 70 from 3 from his 3 games that he was here. He was LaVar Ball. He's never lost since we gotten Josh Hart. And it continued tonight as we won our 4th game in a row with Josh Hart. But 2 for 6, 33%. Missed a 3, that's fine. 50% from the free throw. 2 offensive rebounds. Those 2 offensive rebounds was clutch in the 4th quarter, ladies and gents. The way he hustled, ran from the ball, those 6 rebounds that he grabbed, were elite at crucial time periods of the game. Of him grabbing the ball, getting the ball, grabbing possessions, dodging. He should have had a steal. I don't see any steals on his thing, but I could have sworn he stole a ball, tipped it, did whatever he need to for us to get an additional possession. It was key. It was crucial for the Knicks. He played the fourth quarter while R.J. Barrett was clapping on the bench, ladies and gents. This shows you the effect that this man have at that position. Mind you, he's only 6'4". Barrett is about 6'6", ladies and gents. But that lineup, that defensive rotation, you had Mitch quickly. You had Hart. That three alone, top elite defenders. Then you added Brunson and Randle, who can hold their own. That's pure defense. You ain't got to worry about missed assignments, even though we did have missed assignments on some high pick and rolls that Bradley Beal was wide open with Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. But that's communication would come. This is Mitch's first game back, so he'll get back into that rotation. But Josh Hart on a defensive end was key, crucial for this man. Phenomenal. He's the reason why my Knicks are going to elevate and possibly get to the 4th seed in the East. You heard it. You heard it. Right now, we're sitting good at 6. We're going to get that 5th spot. It's about a matter of time. Brooklyn had a horrible loss tonight against the Chicago Bulls. We're literally a game. We're a game away, ladies and gents. We are a game behind Brooklyn. And then we're, 2? We're 3 behind Cleveland for that 4th spot. I want that 4th spot. Why do I want that 4th spot, ladies and gents? Knicks is pushing for 50 wins. That's what I said. I'm going for it. Knicks are pushing for 50 wins. Let me switch it to the 4th. My Knicks are going for 50 wins. All right, we're going for 50 wins. Why 50 wins? That 50 win can guarantee us that 4th spot. I want that 4th spot or the 5th, either one. If Cleveland could drop or we stay there, that's fine to take Cleveland in the first round. We got a record in the regular season is looking good against Cleveland. Yes, they could get it going into the playoffs. You got to deal with the 2 Twin Towers. That's going to be tough. But I like that matchup. I would rather get that 4 and 5th because I believe you would have to play whoever is 1 and 8th. And Boston, I feel good going against Boston. Not to say we're going to beat Boston, but we can win a game or 2, possibly 3 against Boston. That's how I feel about this Knicks team against this Eastern Conference. Like, I'm not afraid of any of these teams. The Knicks should not be afraid of anybody. We beat Philly. We beat Cleveland. I don't think we beat Milwaukee, but we beat Boston. So these teams are beatable. We went down to the wire against Milwaukee. I got to double check to see if we beat Milwaukee. I don't know, but my Knicks are rolling, ladies and gents. The Knicks are rolling. All right. And we have a game tomorrow, so we could potentially pass and get that 5th spot, Brooklyn. And it's because, as I can get it rolling here, we play the Pelicans. I don't know. I think Zion is still out. I don't know if Brandon Ingram is there and playing. I know they still got C.J. McCollum, so that's something to look out. But that's a possible. We should be able to win that game, ladies and gents. And we're going to be home. We got a home stretch, ladies and gents, against the Pelicans, Celtics, and the Nets. Now, the crazy aspect about my Knicks right now, it's crazy one to look at. I want to go to standings. The Knicks are 16 and 15 at home, so we're not there yet. So I'm kind of questionable that Boston game, but the Pelicans, I think we should do good though. We're trying to get on track, but we're over 500. But we are. Let me do this correctly. The New York Knicks have the 2nd best road record in the entire NBA. Ladies and gents, it's better than Milwaukee Bucks. As you can see, Milwaukee is 17 and 18, 17 and 12. My New York Knicks, 18 and 12. We're better than the Denver Nuggets, who is 15 8-4 on the road. They're a great home team. We're better than the Memphis Grizzlies on the road. Now, in the playoff time, that's crucial because you're going to have to play these road games. If we win our home games and win our road games, that's how you win series, ladies and gents. And that's why my Knicks will make the playoffs and possibly the second round. And which is why I'm saying that my Knicks will win 50 games this year. Let's chalk it up. Let's chalk it up. Pelicans, Celtics, Nets, and Heat. I don't fear any one of these teams. And I believe we would prevail. On that note, let's bring it over to Julius Randle to see what he got to say after this solid
It's my mental, man.
game.
Honestly, my mental is everything for me. And, I keep that right. I'm a better son, husband, father, teammate, everything. So that's just the most important thing for me, just keeping my mental straight and, just playing for my teammates.
So Julius Randle on what is most proud of this season, what he is most proud of this season, he said it's his mental, and it makes total sense. We seen him having those mental lapses last year, things don't go right, arguing with the ref, booing the crowd, all this other stuff. But it's just my mental, man. Honestly, my mental is everything for me. I keep that right. I'm a better son, husband, father, and teammate. Simple as that. Simple as that. Julius Randle came to ball tonight, saved the Knicks. We have won. We have a back-to-back tomorrow. Guaranteed Brunson will come to play, come to pull up numbers. Ladies and gents, thank you for rocking. See you tomorrow. On that note, we out. Deuces.
But if I say so, I'ma do it for the pesos. I fell in love with the bass load. I fell in love with the bass load. I see the ops staying playing.